Hey everybody, this is Kevin. I'm going to try something a little different. A few of my coworkers and other acquaintances have said that I should do ASMR and or voiceovers. So, David, if you're listening to this, I hope that you're tucked in and you fall asleep listening to me read the ASMR Wikipedia article. Alright, I have a pint of Guinness and my microphone is ready, so let's just jump into this. ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, ASMR, sometimes Autosensory Meridian Response, is a tingling sensation that typically begins at the scalp and moves down to the back of the neck and upper spine. A pleasant form of paresthesia, it has been compared with audiotactile synesthesia and may overlap with frisson. ASMR signifies the subjective experience of low-grade euphoria characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. It is most commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attention control. A genre of videos intended to induce ASMR has emerged, over 15 million of which have been published on YouTube by 2021. Make that 15 million and one. Etymology. Although many colloquial and formal terms used and proposed between 2007 and 2010 included reference to orgasm, a significant majority objected to its use among those active in online discussions. Many differentiate between the euphoric, relaxing nature of ASMR and sexual arousal. However, the argument for sexual arousal persists, and some proponents have published videos categorized as ASM erotica or ASMR erotica, which are deliberately designed to be sexually stimulating. Early proponents of ASMR conclude that the phenomenon was generally unrelated to sexual arousal. In 2010, Jennifer Allen, a participant in an online forum, proposed that the phenomenon be named Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Allen chose the words intending or assuming them to have the following specific meanings: autonomous, spontaneous, self-governing, or without control; sensory, about the senses or sensation; meridian, signifying a peak, climax, or point of highest development; response, referring to an experience triggered by something external or internal. Allen verified in a 2016 interview that she purposefully selected these terms because they were more objective, comfortable, and clinical than alternative terms for the sensation. In that interview, Allen explained that she selected the word meridian to replace the word orgasm, and said that she found a dictionary that defined meridian as a point or period of highest development, greatest prosperity, or the like. Sensation. The subjective experience, sensation, and perceptual phenomenon of ASMR is described by some of those susceptible to it as akin to a mild electrical current, or the carbonated bubbles in a glass of champagne. The tingling sensation on the skin in general, called paresthesia, is referred to by ASMR enthusiasts as the tingles, when experienced along the scalp, neck, and back. It has been described as a static tingling sensation originating from the back of the head, then propagating to the neck, shoulder, arm, spine, and legs, which makes people feel relaxed and alert. Variants. Though little scientific research has been conducted into potential neurobiological correlates to the perceptual phenomenon, with a consequent dearth of data with which to explain its physical nature, personal commentary from forums, blogs, and video comments have been analyzed to describe the phenomenon. Analysis of this anecdotal evidence has supported the original consensus that ASMR is euphoric but non-sexual, and has divided those who experience ASMR into two broad categories of subjects. One category depends upon external triggers to experience the localized sensation and its associated feelings, which typically originates in the head, often reaching down the neck and sometimes the upper back. The other category can intentionally augment the sensation and feelings through attention control, without dependence upon external stimuli or triggers, in a manner compared by some subjects to their experience of meditation. Triggers. ASMR is usually precipitated by stimuli referred to as triggers. ASMR triggers, which are commonly auditory and visual, may be encountered through the interpersonal interactions of daily life. Additionally, ASMR is often triggered by exposure to specific audio and video. Such media may be specially made with the specific purpose of triggering ASMR, or created for the purpose, and later discovered to be effective as a trigger of the experience. Stimuli that can trigger ASMR, as reported by those who experienced it, include the following: listening to a softly spoken or whispering voice, listening to quiet, repetitive sounds resulting from someone engaging in a mundane task such as turning the pages of a book, watching someone attentively execute a mundane task such as preparing food, receiving personal attention, example, grooming, makeup application, or hairbrushing, initiating the stimulus through conscious manipulation without the need for external video or audio triggers, listening to tapping, typically nails onto surfaces such as plastic, wood, paper, metal, etc., hand movements, especially onto one's face, listening to certain types of music, listening to a person blow or exhale into a microphone, listening to crinkly items such as paper, clothes, and substances such as styrofoam, listening to mouth sounds, example, quiet clicking of the tongue or the mouth sound tisk. A 2017 study of 130 survey respondents found that lower-pitched, complex sounds and slow-paced, detail-focused videos are especially effective triggers. Auditory. The effect reportedly can be triggered by whispering. Many of those who experience ASMR report that non-vocal ambient noises performed through human activities are also effective triggers of ASMR. Examples of such noises include finger scratching or tapping on surfaces, brushing hair, hands rubbing together, or manipulating fabric, the crushing of eggshells, the crinkling and crumpling of a flexible material such as paper or writing. Many YouTube videos that are intended to trigger ASMR responses feature a single person performing these actions and the sounds that result. Personal attention. In addition to the effectiveness of specific auditory stimuli, many subjects report that ASMR is triggered by the receipt of tender personal affection, often comprising combined physical touch and vocal expression, such as when having their hair cut, nails painted, ears cleaned, or back massaged, while the service provider speaks quietly to the recipient. Furthermore, many of those who have experienced ASMR during these and other comparable encounters with a service provider report that watching an ASMR artist simulate the provision of such personal attention, acting directly to the camera as if the viewer were the recipient of a simulated service, is sufficient to trigger it. Clinical. Among the category of intentional ASMR videos that simulate the provision of personal attention is a subcategory wherein the ASMR artist is specifically depicted providing clinical or medical services, including routine general medical examinations. The creators of these videos, who make no claims to the reality of what is depicted, and the viewer is intended to be aware that they are watching and listening to a simulation performed by an artist. Nonetheless, many viewers attribute therapeutic outcomes to these and other categories of intentional ASMR videos, and there are voluminous anecdotal reports of their effectiveness in inducing sleep for those susceptible to insomnia, and assuaging a range of symptoms, including those associated with depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. In the first peer-reviewed article on ASMR, published in Perceptives in Biology in summer 2013, Needham Ahuja, who was at the time of publication a medical resident at the University of Virginia, invited conjecture on whether this receipt of simulated medical attention might have some tangible therapeutic value for the recipient. Comparing the purported positive outcome of clinical role-play ASMR videos with the themes of the novel Love in the Ruins by author and physician Walker Percy, published in 1971. The story follows Tom Moore, a psychiatrist living in a dystopian future who develops a device called the ontological lapsometer that, when traced across the scalp of a patient, detects the neurochemical correlation to a range of disturbances. In the course of the novel, Moore admits that the mere application of this device to a patient's body results in the partial relief of his symptoms. Ahuja alleges that through the character of Tom Moore, as depicted in Love in the Ruins, Percy displays an intuitive understanding of the diagnostic act as a form of therapy unto itself. Ahuja asks whether, similarly, the recipient of simulated personal clinical attention by an actor in an ASMR video might afford the listener and viewer some relief. Tactile. In addition to audio and visual stimuli, ASMR may be caused by light touches and brushing against the skin, such as effleurage. Alright, well, my heater is turned on, so I will continue this another time, but David, if you enjoyed that, I hope you're sleeping well, and if not, let me know if I need to continue this article. Thanks, everyone.